Hi, I'm Shelley Maurer,
And I'm Cher Emmerich. Welcome to Life Lessons from Pickleball,
where we engage with pickleball players from around the world about life on and off the court.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome, everyone, to Life Lessons from Pickleball. We are so happy to have with us today Niko and Christie Fronimos. And Niko and Christie, you are senior professional pickleball players, you're coaches, and aspiring Olympic athletes.
Yes.
And you are also International Pickleball Federation ambassadors to Greece and presidents of the Ultimate Pickleball Greece Vacations.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You two have had amazing life journeys, and pickleball, we know, has had a huge impact. So, what was going on in your lives when you were first introduced to pickleball?
Lots of work, lots of, you just lose yourself when you're getting your 30s and then in your 40s. And then people around you start getting sick or dying of cancer, bad things that happened in my life or around me, which is life, by the way. Then all of a sudden, the spotlight starts turning on you and in the future. And what happened with us was my best friend passed away of a heart attack next to me at work, which really opened my eyes to maybe I'm living the wrong lifestyle. Because he always laugh and joke with me. Oh, hey, Niko, you party too much. And I was excessive on what I was doing. I was working 70 hours a week because I loved the idea of money and the idea that if I worked hard, that would buy me happiness. And that happiness never came with each hour that I spent away from the people I wanted to be happy with, which is insanity. And then I started realizing I was living in insanity. And I started coping with cigarettes, alcohol, when you go out and you drink, or drugs, uppers, stuff to stay going, Red Bull, all these things that were terrible for your body. No exercise, no faith, no gratitude to a higher purpose, to a higher being. It was more selfishness and following my own selfish path and how I could be happy. I think my motto at the time was FOMO, fear of missing out, before I found pickleball. And like I said, what happened was my friend passed away of a heart attack suddenly. And It was, wow. He's only 2 years older than me, and he was right next to me at work. My mother-in-law said, come to the Villages. I will get you the lifestyle package.
What's that mean, the Villages?
The Villages, Florida is a retirement community nestled in between Ocala and Orlando. It's landlocked. And it's the number one, this is a true story, number one fastest growing master plan community in the world.
Wow.
Much less country. So what they're doing is they've grown. 50,000 people have moved here in the last 4 years, more than any other city in the United States. So the suburb that we're in right now, where we're living at, 4 years ago when we came to Florida, was literally swampland, like farm, swamp, right where I'm standing at.
Wow.
So it's amazing. And never in a million years, if you would have told me 10 years ago, where I was living in Chicago, Illinois, downtown Chicago, driving my sports car, my dream car, my Maserati, and living a life that I thought would make me happy, which wasn't making me happy. And then I started doing extracurricular stuff. Again, nothing was paying, paying the bills. Nothing was paying my heart wasn't satisfied. And then I found pickleball. And how I found pickleball was I came here for the lifestyle preview, which my mother-in-law is like, oh, I'm going to bring you here. And I didn't really want to come here. The last place on earth I wanted to come on hang out was with old people. That's what my brain was going.
Right.
I didn't consider myself old. You never do. And then what defines age anyways? Because when I came out here, I was enlightened that people aren't just, this could be...
well, you couldn't tell that people were old. Like you'd see it's like it's a golf cart community.
It's
but
what
you'd
you
see all
want it
these
to be.
bicyclists, and you'd think they look in great shape, and then you get up and you're like, oh my God, that person's 80 years old, like riding.
Yeah, no,
So
I
it's
saw Storm
it's all old people.
Yeah, but they're living their
being very
they're
active.
living their best lives by being healthy,
Yeah.
not giving up, and so that intrigued me right off the bat when I got here. But
Now you're saying Nico. Are you two together at that time?
oh, we're
Yes, yeah,
together.
we're together.
And so,
Uh,
Christy, you also
I was
moved
right
to the
next to
She's right
village.
next to me all the time. When I say I, it's her and
It's
I.
we.
That's another thing too. I should state the purpose. When my friend had a heart attack, our friend, he was our best friend.
Okay.
And we would do. We were heavily in the social media in Chicago. He was an underground DJ. He was. He had a lot of clout. He was internationally known. We would do a lot of partying, a lot of excessive overnight partying, after hours, like a Mick Jagger living your life like a rock
Yeah.
and roll star.
Yeah.
But then on Mondays you got to go to work. It didn't
Pay the
quite make
price.
sense. But like I said, I found pickleball because I was looking for something. I didn't even know what I was looking for. And then what it really was is the joy that it brought. It's like it transformed me. It's like, wow, it's a small enough court. What it appeals to people is it's a fast enough paced game where it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's fast paced. You
Yeah.
could slow it up if you want, but you want to hit the ball hard. There's no horizontally or vertically. There's vertically, you don't have to be vertically challenged. You don't have to jump a lot. Horizontal, you can move 2 feet and get to the ball if you're playing doubles. So it had all the check marks of aging, someone that wants to bring back their youth. It's almost like God's like, this is perfect for you. It's like God's like, I got something for you that's going to make you crazy. You're gonna love this. It's like, no, I won't. And then I played it and I'm like, wow, this is the greatest game ever. And may I add, I lost every single game in 5 days to people that were in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Like I was losing bad, where I was just wanting to score a point just to make me happy.
You're just trying not to get pickled.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that happens so many times.
So,
The funny
so
thing
you're
is
talking about with your preview visit, yeah. Like, so you're still
Yeah.
here for your preview visit, and okay. So for 5 days, you didn't win a
we
game.
found it.
Okay.
Well, my father-in-law is a national champion pickleball player. He's been talking about pickleball for years, for 10 years. So when Christy and I started dating in 2010, she played tennis in high school, and she brought that up when she kind of came over to talk to me at the bar. And I said, oh, we got to play tennis together. I never played tennis, but I always wanted to. So that was our standing, our first date lasted till now.
Oh, nice.
We never stopped seeing each other from the first date.
Oh,
One of those
that's
relationships
so sweet.
where it was weird, but we were both married, divorced, and we were kind of knew what we wanted.
Oh,
And
nice.
when you see it and you're like, I don't want anything that's out here. So pickleball at the time was perfect for us because we were going down the wrong path. We were partying too much. Our kids have, were divorcees, so we didn't get the privilege of raising our kids or being there because of that life. So I'm saying because pickleball really brought a joy to us that was missing, and we could do it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. A lot of people don't play pickleball with their spouses.
When we
do.
When we left the lifestyle preview, we both had really looked at it and we were like, oh, we love pickleball. We want to make a change.
Yeah.
And so we kind of said, how can we change our lives, and what can we do that we can do something together?
Yeah.
Because we weren't spending that quality time together. And so realistically, we didn't think we would be able to move to Florida for at least 5 years.
Yeah,
it wasn't
no way.
in like a financial thing.
It was financially, it wasn't the smart move. But we
Siberia hit.
Yeah.
Which was the freezing cold in Chicago. And we both been, 49, 50 years. And we both said it was the middle of January, 2019.
2018. We came back from the lifestyle preview, which was like in November.
Yeah.
And then we should add that my other best friend, who was from grammar school, Greek. I'm Greek Orthodox. He's Greek Orthodox. We were very tight. We both stood up each other's weddings. He called me and said he had stage 4 cancer.
Oh my!
These are big things that have happened in my life where I just got finished losing a friend. I'm playing pickleball. I'm super happy. Then I get this news. So I was devastated.
Yeah.
And I think both of us, we were not religious. We were not into a higher power or spiritual, even at the. I'm not gonna say I wasn't spiritual. I always believed in something, but I've had abuse in my life, and I just wasn't going down that path. And then for 1 minute, I guess the divine intervention of our life, Christy and I were on our couch, and I looked at her and I said, "Let's sell our house, play pickleball for Greece, win an Olympic gold medal." and moved to the Villages, Florida. And I started laughing because I never played a racket sport in my life. I never played racket sports. I didn't know how to hit I didn't know what a forehand was. I didn't know what a backhand was. All the things that you see people play pickleball, that play tennis, they get that real fast, and then they can move on to stage 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Sure.
I couldn't even get to that stage yet. So needless to say, it's a miracle that we're here.
So let me ask this, Christy.
Yeah.
When you heard him say that, said, "Hey, let's make this huge change in our lives," what did you say?
I said, "Can I get my Greek citizenship?" That was like I said, because how can we do it? Like,
how do we do it?
Is that possible?
Yeah.
And at that time, this was right when they were giving Tom Hanks honorary Greek citizenship, and so that had just popped.
And they never done that before.
No,
To get a Greek citizenship, Greek is almost impossible. But they started getting lax, and they're starting to open up to the second generation in America.
Agreed. We both went for this crazy thing, and
we called our real time.
And it's interesting because
just see what happened.
But things have been falling into place because we're actually working on our citizenship right now. Like God put us in touch with the right person who can do all the paperwork.
I think we should add,
where
we need to add,
it's kind of difficult.
What's really changed our life is the fact that we found God. That's the most important thing. And when you don't have a relationship, regardless of what your faith is, I don't know if you were brought up Jewish or Catholic or Muslim or Buddhist, it doesn't really matter. If you don't have a relationship, does it matter what your parents were? That's wonderful.
Yeah.
My parents were Greek Orthodox. What was I? Someone who went with them to church, found every opportunity to get out, never paid attention, never had any kind of understanding of what was being said, what's going on. And then life, you're scared of what might be, so you go and you do your thing, and then what happens is you live your life and you do your mistakes, which life is filled with mistakes.
Yeah.
And either you're going to step up to the plate and say, I made these mistakes and I'm going to do something better, or you're going to continue making those mistakes. And I think I was continuing making these mistakes because money and all the things that were appealing, which I know now is the devil, how you can put it mildly. But pickleball brought Christy and I to a place of happiness, if it was just for a moment, to find some clarity and ask the question, what should we do with our lives? Is it too late? Are we too old? Has life passes by? Am I going to die? When am I going to die? Everybody around me is dying, so surely I'm next. And then the kicker happens. We follow that sign. We laugh about it. We put our house up for sale. It sells in 24 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now we come to Florida.
Yeah, we were
6 weeks later, we're in Florida.
6 weeks to the day later, we're in Florida where we've never really been before.
And then the miracles keep coming because we don't play pickleball because we have this little extra cash. We sold the house. We have this money now, which we're not working, but we're having these, what should we do now? We don't think about pickleball.
Yeah.
So we think about maybe we do real estate. Maybe we take a year off and we live life. I don't know, take a sabbatical. We're throwing out these ideas, and then we moved to Orlando. We didn't play pickleball at all for a year, and then we had a crisis, March 3rd, 2020, where we were going to go left or right or up or down, and COVID happened.
Yeah.
So God said, no, you're stuck in the Villages during COVID, and then my father-in-law says, hey, let's play pickleball. which was allowed, which is great because
so
we haven't
COVID
stopped.
for us was
COVID
like excellent.
was
It
our,
gave us the opportunity
yeah.
where, you know, you
COVID
had to,
was the catalyst.
Wait. Christy, what were you
Yes.
saying? Sorry.
I was saying that when COVID hit, that was what
Yeah.
started our whole pickleball journey at that
Yeah.
time.
Interesting.
We had the dream, but
because
we
all
had
of a
no
sudden
way
we
of,
had to be in the house.
we had no way of making that dream a reality.
Yeah.
We don't have
Yeah.
money to take courses to learn. We're both in our, I just turned 50. I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
Wow.
I was a reformed drug user. I overdosed on cocaine and other drugs in my previous, in my 30s, late 30s, because I was trying to deal with a divorce and losing my son in a divorce. And I had sexual abuse from the church, believe it or not. So I had all these things in my 20s and 30s.
Wait.
Yeah.
That
I'm a loaded
is,
gun.
that is huge.
It is huge. And the funny thing
Tragic.
is,
It's happened way too much in this world. And the fact
yeah.
that you have become this full human being and you are finding your healing and you found the love of your life. I mean,
Yes.
this is
Because
a
of
real
that.
inspiration for many who have
Because of that. Well,
experienced
that's why
what you're experiencing.
I can't state enough
Yeah,
how
thank
pickleball brought me happiness to understand, look at all these wonderful things you have.
Yeah.
Because if I'm never abused, when I was 13, 14, and 15, I was abused by someone that was part of the church, the Greek Orthodox Church,
Yeah.
and I was very well trusted by my parents. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, God.
So what happened was he passed away in my early 20s. I never said anything. And then come late mid 30s, you have these crises when I had a child. And then all these things these demons are not going away.
Right.
These secrets that you're harboring, these thoughts, these feelings, these sexual feelings, what's going on? Are they correct? Am I going to hell? Am I am I a good person? Am I a bad person? And then you feel like if there is a God, he's clearly doesn't like me, or he's a joke and he doesn't care about me. So I just left, went into a whole world of underground, of nightclubbing and drinking and then making money. And what I thought would bring me happiness. And sure enough, it didn't. But again, then I realized by the abuse that I got, I ended up getting divorced. But if I don't get divorced, I never meet Christy. If I don't meet Christy, I never meet pickleball. If I don't find pickleball, I never go to Greece. I never bring pickleball to Greece to help people in Greece. So the worst thing that's ever happened to me doesn't define me. It refined me. It refines me. So I took it. You see, it doesn't. It used to define me. So I do drugs and alcohol and say, "Oh, you don't understand how hard it is. I was abused." And then people are like, "Okay, what?" No one cares. At the end of the day, they got their own lives to worry about, and they've had really bad things. Everybody's had something bad.
I think that's the interesting thing that you find.
Since I started telling my testimony,
he tells everybody. You get to know Niko in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He's honest. He's he's in your face. He'll tell you. But I'm amazed at how many people are attracted to that and then feel comfortable opening up. I always say the broken people find him.
But pickleball's perfect
so
for
that's
that.
where
Pickleball attracts broken. We do these trips to Greece, and we
wait. But let's actually dive into that about your trips to Greece and so. First of all, thank you very much for sharing.
You're welcome. I enjoy it.
That's so meaningful, and I know you've already touched a lot of hearts just now.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that.
Because you got to remember, and for everybody that's listening, bad things happen to everyone.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, the worst thing that's ever happened to you most likely will come from someone you love the most.
Very
or
often.
you love the most, or a best friend.
Very often.
That's part of life. The greatest part and joy of life is the forgiveness part. Because once you get over that, once you get over the fact that, you know what, empathy, where it came from, understanding of why the person did what they did will get you through the hard part. But then God will reward you. Because here at 50 years old, I'm 55 now. I'll be 55 in August. I play professional pickleball. I play pickleball every single morning. I lost 40 pounds. I quit smoking. I don't ever do drugs anymore. I go to bed at 8:30 at night. I wake up at 4 a.m. I get on my knees and with gratitude, thank God for running water, a toilet that works.
Yeah.
I have a sink that pulls out clean water. And 100 years ago, you needed a cistern. So people don't understand that. And 300 years ago, I lived better than the greatest prince or king or any, think
any
about
royalty,
any royalty that's ever lived. All of the poorest person, because God did that, and I give gratitude first. And then life is really hard. It's really hard. I have a son who's 22 years old who has not spoken to me since he was 16 because of the divorce, because of the pain that's there from my suffering that I didn't communicate with his mother.
Yes.
I was going through really hard times in the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 80s, I'm sure you guys were around.
Yeah.
there was no wokeness at all. Nobody was woke. Woke was a word that you woke up. Now, and people really say that as a bad word, and I think that's the sweetest, greatest word ever, because it means everybody is somebody. The reason why I'm doing all this, the reason I'm going to Greece and playing pickleball, to teach people how to play, and to teach people that it's never too late to accomplish your dreams, or to dream big, to think that you're going to win an Olympic gold medal. Because I was a drug addict or an alcoholic, a functioning one. I was a very high functioning drug addict. I would work 70 hours a week. I'd pay all the bills, but if you ask anybody that knew me, they're like, man, this guy's like, he's burning it at both ends. They're like, we're waiting for you to pass. And then what really set me straight is the secret is, what if you never die? What if everyone around you dies, but not you? What if it's true that you truly have eternal life? That could also be hell too, by the way. If you don't take care of yourself, you don't do the right things, you don't behave rightly, if you're stealing, if you're a thief, if you're a bad person, if you wind up in jail, these are all terrible things. But if you're a good person and you play pickleball every day and you spread joy and happiness, and you go to another country, this was my thinking of how can I make a impact on this universe that I am part of. I had several near-death experiences when I was a drug addict, and a functioning one at that, I should say, because I still went to work on Monday.
Yeah.
I'd be in the emergency room on a Saturday night that I OD'd, and I still went to work on Monday.
Jeez. Wow. Now, Christie, are you with Niko during that time?
A lot of it, you were.
Well, he had the overdoses, that kind of thing. That was before us. We've been together 14, married 10.
The demons.
But he was still, we both were living a lifestyle where drugs were part of it. Party drugs.
Ecstasy. We did a lot. We lived downtown Chicago.
And so, Christie, when you moved to Florida and you started playing pickleball, how was your life changed?
Same way. So Niko started with what we call our day one. And so so COVID hits, we both put on 35, 40 pounds. Because we figured we're going to die. We might as well eat everything that is possible. We're going to try everything. So what ended up happening was on July 3rd, 2020, we said, oh my gosh, we're not going to die. And Niko all of a sudden was sneaking another cookie. And my mom said, look, he's eating another cookie.
I swear.
And we said, oh my gosh, we have to make a change. So we called the day one. He got down and did some push-ups, and that started it. And we decided that we had to do something every single day. What am I willing to do
every day?
Every day for the rest of my life.
No days off.
And so we literally, the last 4 years, we get up. We've built. It's been a slow progression, but we run 2 miles every morning.
Wow.
We do sit-ups, push-ups, calisthenics. Then we go play pickleball. So we literally have come the best versions of ourselves.
We asked,
and just keep working. The body's still set, you know, it's still
Yeah.
good.
On the outside, we're 55, but on the inside, I feel like I'm 25.
Yeah.
Heck
My
yeah.
body's solid
awesome.
in places I have muscle in places I never thought I'd have muscle. I do
And you know
200
what?
push-ups
And you
every
know
morning.
what? You even talk like you're 25. I mean, you
Yeah.
are
Oh
a
yeah. Oh,
wonderful, energetic speaker. I love
that's
it.
the Holy
Now,
Spirit.
but let me ask this. And Shelley, did you have a question you wanted to ask first?
No, go ahead. Go for it.
Okay. So then you guys became totally absorbed with pickleball, and
Yes.
you said, we want to take this, and I think it's a we. Nico, you
Yeah.
keep
We.
saying I, but I think together you
It's
were
a
always
we. It's a we.
okay.
Everything is a
It's a
we.
we. I'm going to have you say we from
I
now
is
on, because
I
we.
know.
There
got to
is
keep
no me
Christy in the
without her.
mix here.
There
So
is no
you
me without her.
decided that you wanted to take pickleball to Greece. And what was it about? Of course, your Greek background, Nico, but what did you want to have different in Greece with pickleball? Well, how is it going to change people?
Well, because my father, his story is such an amazing story. He was brought up in World War II Greece, very poor, the oldest of 9 brothers and sisters. My grandmother
Wow.
had 25 or 27 miscarriages or
Oh,
stillborns before my father. So she had kids late. My grandfather died at 102. So there's so much history in Greece. I've been going to
okay.
Greece since I was 12 years old or 10 years old.
Yeah.
And when you go there and you're so much, I'm in the village. It's different than going to any other country in the world because my father would put me in the village with my grandmother and grandfather. So now I'm a local. I'm more than a local.
Nice.
You got roots that go there for hundreds of years. So
Yeah.
when my father told me the story about growing up in a war-torn country and at 11 years old, no joy in his life. It's trying to find food and trying to do taking olive oil to Athens to sell in the market. And then he had a dream of coming here, and he came here in his 20s and jumped a boat as an immigrant. You hear all these stories, and it makes you so proud to be Greek, so proud. And he doesn't understand the language, English, even as a 50-year
Mm-hmm.
veteran, because it's so hard to work full time to support 3 kids.
Yeah.
And at the same time, well, remember at the time when he came in the 60s. He couldn't get immigrated to USA, and this is important for me. Why I take a degree because he wanted to be an American citizen so bad that he voluntarily signed up for Vietnam.
Oh, be
While
darned.
everybody else was trying to run the other way, he's like, I don't want to leave this country. Please, I'll go fight. And they gave him the Section 8. So
Wow.
like he wanted
Wow.
too much. And the story of him just being in this country and having me and then telling me how I think the proudness of being Greek and how to be proud to be American, yet proud to be Greek too, and
Mm.
to help people that are like you, that are down, because he was down, and help immigrants. It's always stayed with me. And this is my way of helping. I can't help America get pickleball. They already got it. They already know. The wonderful thing about Greece is only, as we speak to you right now, there's only about 100 people in the entire country of Greece that play pickleball. And
Oh,
that's
Yeah.
it.
so you are
And I
literally,
personally trained half of them.
Nico and Christy, you are literally introducing pickleball
Yes.
to Greece.
Roots,
Yes.
grassroots.
We
Okay,
say we're
that's
so blessed.
so
We're
blessed,
bringing the
but
flame. We're
not the only
handing the
ones.
torch.
But,
You know,
that
but
is very
they're
cool.
slow.
God
That is
works in
very cool.
mysterious ways because he does have a couple other people that I've never met before with the same bug that I have, and they're trying to do it in Greece too. The
Okay.
wonderful thing is now we are legit. Greece is legit as a sport that carries pickleball.
Yeah.
We're having a pickleball day, 3-day free clinic, September 16th, 17th, and 18th in Athens. This
Wow.
coming September with Dave Weinbach, who's a international professional sensation, multiple gold medals. Last year, I went with a guy named Kyle Yates, who was the number 1
Uh-huh.
ranked player in the world.
Uh-huh.
As of right now, Kyle and I made a TV show called Second Shots that's available on YouTube if anybody
Cool.
wants to see it. It's called, it's on thetundra.com, and the show is called Second Shots with Kyle Yates and Niko Fronimos. And it's about my story that I just told you
Yep.
that I said I was going to be in the Olympics, and then I was joking with my father-in-law, and I said, not only will the number one player in the world teach me how to play, but he'll pay me to learn. And then the next thing, 6 months later, Kyle Yates called me and says, hey, listen, I want to come to Greece and play pickleball, which I paid for him. But at the last minute, he brought his girlfriend and he paid me. So it was kind of
Nice.
funny that it all came to pass. The
Very
wonderful part
nice.
about pickleball is it will help people in Greece like me. It will help people who are socially old. You know, there's people that are 60s, 70s, and 80s that are all alone,
Yeah.
living in a condominium building. And the worst thing ever is to be a person living in a city of 2 million people and suffer from loneliness.
Yeah.
You
But
know, and
that's what
Niko,
happens in cities, so you know.
yeah, well,
And
and I saw that Greece is, it was 2 years ago I was in Greece and it's so beautiful. I just can't wait to go back.
oh,
But I
you'll
have an image of walking in a beautiful old village and seeing an older woman up in a window looking out,
that's my grandma.
looking sad and lonely.
Yes.
That's my
Yes.
And
grandma.
so when I
they
heard
don't they
you
don't like
say that, they don't, when I heard you say that, I picture that woman coming
You
out
can
playing
picture it.
but
pickleball
I'm
or,
that's
yes,
but here's the thing. I can't save them. They're
no.
gone. They don't want to be saved. I asked them come and play. Like, oh, I can save the next generation though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's the truth. I'm 55. My friends who are 55 that live in Chicago, Illinois, that are ex-lawyers or lawyers and doctors are 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds overweight.
Mm-hmm.
They they enjoy their money and their wealth and their hard-earned successes, and they should. But enjoyment of successes when you're over 40 means drinking expensive liquor and eating expensive food, which is highly fattening and
Mm-hmm.
nothing good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that pickleball is not pickleball. Anything healthy is good for you.
You
So
bet.
this is a great way because it got me to quit smoking. If you can
Exactly.
get me
You
to
two are the
quit
walking,
smoking,
you're the
this
walking
sport
billboard.
needs.
Yeah.
I tell Christy this all the time. And here's another thing too that I don't tell people. I was also clinically depressed, and I
Oh.
had high stages of obsessive compulsive disorder,
Hmm.
which were hand in hand with abuse, and it goes
Yep.
hand in hand with obsessed, it's very highly addicted to alcohol, addicted to smoking, to drugs, to just
Sure.
about everything.
Yeah.
And with pickleball, it brought me this joy, and I have been cured from all of it. And I tell her, I
Brilliant.
laugh, I say, I don't understand how something could just make you forget about everything. And this is what so if I could just bottle a little bit of that up and
Yep.
bring
Yeah.
it to Greece and I'm not saying it's going to make everybody cured of depression or obsessive compulsive or maybe, but it may stop somebody from smoking, and
You
it may
bet.
give somebody an extra 10 years of life.
Yep.
And certainly
It
bring
will.
joy.
Well,
Yeah.
it
So I have a
will.
question. We're almost out of time, but I want
I
to
Okay.
have
ask
a question.
you.
I have a burning question
Oh,
too.
go for it, Shell. Do it.
So my burning question is, what advice would you two give? Because I would love to be a senior professional pickleball player.
Oh, okay.
And what advice would you give to people and people that are listening that have those aspirations?
Practice. See, the bottom line is you could play rec play every day, but if it's not, and I told this to Kyle Yates too. He says if you're not practicing correctly or doing the right things, you're never going to get better.
Hmm.
So first and foremost is participation is the big P. You have to participate every day. So if you want to be a senior pro, practice every day. Number one. Number two is be in shape when the call comes. If you're not healthy,
Yeah.
then when you get better in pickleball, you won't be able to play.
Hmm.
So I see a lot of my friends right now. 4 years ago, when I said I was going to be an Olympic champion in
Mhm.
pickleball, I got laughed at by everyone. I was told Senior Olympics, Special Olympics. People told me that I was terrible. I can't beat
Yeah.
them. How am I going to beat them? 4 years later, I play senior pro, and my wife and I, we lose. We play rec play every day. We drill almost every day, or a lot of times, and we lose probably 15% of our games. That's it. We're about 80.
Wow.
We'll win 8 out of 10 of our games consecutively, no matter where we go, no matter what level. And that's because of you have to do it every day. And when you're losing in the beginning, you have to deal with that. That's the hardest part. The hardest part is losing every day and still going there and saying, oh, I got to get better. Playing up and trying to get better. Because if you're playing down and not playing at the same level, so if you want to play senior pro, you got to play the best players. And you have to be willing to lose to the best players. I don't think people understand that that's part of the game. Losing with grace and dignity is not my...
So actually, that might be one of the life lessons. So
it is. I'm learning
to close our conversation, which I hate to do because you two are an absolute joy. I mean, wow, you have so much to share. But are there certain life lessons that you've gleaned either from playing pickleball on the court or you've taken life lessons to the court?
The best lesson I have is when I play with my wife and I let the mistakes go and I say, nice play, instead of being angry at her. We win every time. And that's like in life. If you're consistently at somebody and you're not being their teammate and helping them, in life, you're going to consistently fight. If couples always fight because they're not helping each other, how do we get out of each other's way? How do I help you out? And although it took me a long time to learn that, I'm learning that. And that's the life lesson that I'm learning from pickleball. Because you're always learning something from pickleball. Don't quit, keep trying. There's always some motto, but now my motto with pickleball is not just don't give up, but be a better teammate, be a better human being, have more empathy for the person next to you playing, and I promise you, you'll be rewarded tomorrow, not today. It's all about tomorrow, and sometimes we just
How about you, Christy?
I would say from pickleball, I learned mine would be my day one, the being healthier every day and doing something that's going to make me stronger, both mentally, physically, and just spiritually. So starting my day with gratitude, drinking lots of water, and push-ups and sit-ups. And I plan on being able to, I started on my knees with like 20-25, and now I'm up to 200 regular push-ups a day. So I'm very proud of myself for that.
200?
200.
Wow.
And every day.
Inspired me. I'm doing it.
I think everybody needs an exercise ball and a floor mat. But it's just making sure, because living in the villages, we saw the people that are healthy and the people that go the other way. And you have to make that decision. So at 50, we made that decision, and every single day. And it's
not hard. It's not easy.
You can't lie to yourself. It's holding yourself accountable. And boy, because I've seen all the videos, Kobe, all those things, and that's truly what you have to do. And I can eat every day. There's so many things I can do every day. I can work out a little bit every day. And
plus, it's your sacrifice. I believe that without suffering, no pain, no gain. That's true.
It's true.
If you don't suffer, then you will never experience success, because success can only come from suffering. You have to want it more than ever, and have to know what it's like to lose and cry, and you have to want it, and starts with yourself.
It's working on being a better person every day.
There is no age. It's just keep going, and you're never too old to start.
That's right.
And I tell people in their 60s and 70s, day one is the most important thing I've ever done.
Well, and so saying with the day one, my dad, who's 82, gets up every morning at 5 a.m., does 45 minutes on the rower. He rides his bike for 16 miles a day, and he plays like 4 hours.
4 hours of pickleball every day.
So that's what I have to live 4 hours.
That's inspiration. Okay, we're gonna have to close this pretty quickly. But no, we're not going to say goodbye just this minute. But I do want people to know how to find out about your Greek tours and pickleball. So what's the website? What's the website?
Ultimate Greece Pickleball Vacation.
Ultimate Greece Pickleball Vacation.
Ultimate Pickleball Greece Vacation. It's the ultimate pickleball vacation. It is in Greece. So if you put any of those words in the website, it'll come up. If you just put pickleball in Greece, the country, you'll see us.
Awesome.
It's a very unique trip.
Yep.
And I can't see anybody not having a good time in Greece.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
it's going to be awesome.
So,
and it's helping spread the word.
Yeah, and we're helping spread the word.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much for taking this time. You are busy people and you're on a wonderful trajectory. Just a real quick answer. Yes. What year Olympics do you want to be in?
2032.
Thank
Brisbane,
you.
Australia.
We are going to watch for you to be in the Olympics in 2032. Yes. And thank you. Thank you.
That is real.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
And thank you to everybody who's been watching and listening. Thank you so much for joining us. And stay tuned for some information on how you can support us. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
If you love our podcast, we'd be so grateful if you'd take a few seconds to follow or subscribe to Life Lessons from Pickleball. This ensures you'll never miss an episode and helps us continue these wonderful conversations.
On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, go to the show page and tap the follow button in the top right corner. And on YouTube, click the subscribe button under any of the episodes.
Thanks so much. Hope to see you on the court.